What's up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY87 here, aka Grace, and today we're doing another episode of old school versus new school. So again, like I told you in the past videos, when I say old school versus new school, it just means one palette is older than another one, not necessarily that one brand is older than the other one. So just keep that in mind with these videos. I try to do palettes that are a year to 2 years older than your collection, so then that way it's not super old to where it's like, you know, it's it might not be a good idea for you to put on your eyes because your eyeballs might fall off. Now, one of the palettes I did originally do, I do feel like it was kind of old to the point where it's like, well, you know, you might be skeptical about that. That was the very first one, but after that, I feel like the rest of them were cool. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, today's old school versus new school is this Juvia's Place Allure palette versus the Viseart San Francisco Itole. I hope I said that right. So I feel like the color stories of these are very similar, which is why I want to do this video. I was originally going to do it up against the Metropolis palette, but I feel like they came out around the same year because this is the holiday collection from, I think, 2020. This is one of the holiday collections from 2021, and this is the holiday collection from 2022. So this one is much newer than this one is, but this one's still like a year old. So I told you I tried to do like a year to 2 years old to make sure your eyes are safe. This is actually the palette that's on my eyes right now. I did another series with this palette on its own, but back to this. So as you can see, they're not exact, but I felt like they had enough colors in them to where you could, you know, like do a look with them, because you see it has this deeper shade and then this has that deeper shade. Then you got this orange here and you have this like beigeish orange shade here, and then you have like a neutral shade that matches up with the yellow that you can do a simple 3-color eye look with. So I felt like since I had enough shades in each palette, I would go ahead and do this. So let's talk about each palette and how I feel about each palette and formulas and things like that. So when it comes to this palette, I absolutely love it. To me, this is the brown girl friendly version of the Metropolis palette, from the mini Metropolis palette from Natasha Denona. Like I said, I have compared this to that one. I think I did an underrated versus overrated. I think I did a what do you call it, a cult classic brown girl friendly version of cult classic products video, and now we're doing this video. So I have done quite a few videos on this palette, but I feel like it's just such a gorgeous color story that it needs to be shared with everyone, especially because of the price point of Juvia's Place. We all know Juvia's Place is very affordable. Like during the holidays, they had all their 6 pans on sale for $6. You trying to tell me, as gorgeous as this isn't worth $6? This is a blue to purple shifting shade. Like when I look at it this way, it's purple, but like when you see it right here, it's blue. This gorgeous green to like bluish shifting shade right here. You have this nice bronzy shade, and then you have this gorgeous yellow and orange. If you just want to do a simple look with these three, you can. If you want to do a simple look with these three, you can. And I just think it's a beautiful product for the price. You get this gorgeous artwork on it, and you get a great quality product for like an affordable price. These are normally, I believe, $10, but you know, you can always use somebody's code, which will knock it down a little bit. You can always use the $3.50 off code at Ulta, since they're sold at Ulta. So you can always find a jewel on Juvia's Place somewhere, which is why I keep trying to push products from them that I feel like are similar to Natasha Denona or other high-end brands, because it's like, why spend this high-end price when you don't have to? Girl, the world isn't doing you any favors trying to give you any raises for, you know, like working or anything like that right now. So it's like, I want to make sure that, you know, you can still treat yourself to stuff without it breaking the bank or costing you where you can't do something that you need to do just because you want to treat yourself for a simple, you know, like moment in life. So that's why I recommend that one. But now on to the Viseart one. So y'all know this is a luxury high-end channel. At the end of the day, I like to have luxury and high-end makeup. I talk about it a lot, which is why we come to the Viseart one. Now, I did not buy this one at regular price because I knew it was going to go on sale soon, and lately I hadn't been feeling the vibes that Viseart was putting out. But when I saw this palette, I was intrigued by the color story of it. It kind of gave me the Perry the Platypus type vibe. I feel like I could have compared this to the Kaleidos a Futurist I think 4 palette. It's 4 or 5. It's the one that reminds me of Perry the Platypus. I feel like I could have compared it to that one too, but I was intent on comparing it to Juvia's Place just because, you know, I really love Juvia's Place quality, and Juvia's price point is more reasonable. Not to mention Juvia's Place is America. If y'all remember, Kaleidos is a Chinese brand, so who knows how long it takes you to get it, and plus they discontinue stuff a lot, so I didn't know if it was discontinued or not. I know the Allure is still available at the time I'm filming this. I'm sure it'll be available next year. Don't quote me though, I'm not 100% on that, but I feel like it's just, you know, a better one to pick than the what do you call it, the Kaleidos one. So that's why I picked the Juvia's Place. But again, the quality of Viseart is really nice. I feel like it's getting better in these little palettes, because originally people were saying the quality in the little ones were just as nice as the ones in the in the bigger ones, and I was like, yeah, no, yeah, but it's not. yeah, no. And then I finally started to feel like the quality was consistent across the board. But I would still tell y'all if I feel like these aren't as good as the other ones. So this one is just as good as the bigger ones that they charge the, what is it, 80 bucks for. So I felt like this would be a good alternative if you did want to try Viseart. So that's why I wanted to compare it against the Juvia's Place one. Aside from the fact they have similar color stories, I feel like that was helpful as well. I'm sorry, y'all, I don't know where all that knocking and annoying noise is coming from, because it's like 2 something in the morning. What are you doing that for? Like, why are you doing that? It's 2 in the morning. Why are you doing it? Anyway, zoom y'all in real quick and cute, like so. Hello. As you can see, this is what the Allure palette looks like. I actually have all 6 shades on my eyes. So I have that blue to purple shade I told you that shifts on the front, and I have the blue to green toward the back. Obviously I have the green matte and the orange in the crease, and I put the yellow across the top. So we'll see how it goes when we have to use it against the Viseart palette. But you know, I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, and put this palette on my eyes with the colors that we can match from the Viseart palette I just showed you. Then we will come back and see how it works out. So I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all, so this is the eye with the Allure, I think it's 3 palette. It's Allure 3, right? I'm pretty sure it's Allure 3, don't quote me. I put the palette away already. I'm kind of in a rush to try to finish stuff off because I have to go handle some important business. But I was like, I don't have to drive all the way out here again just because people are gonna have stuff that's convenient for them and not consider what other people have to do. So, and y'all know I only have 2 days off, so I did some filming yesterday, and then I had to do some more today. But it's like I don't have to drive out here again tonight, an hour away from where I live because of it. So I was like, I'm gonna get done whatever I can get done today, which means I'm basically doing a whole bunch of not so exciting eye looks today, just so I can change them out quickly and not have to take as much time, because I feel like the ones that are really colorful and fun take much longer than the ones like this, where it's like I grab a few shades, put them on, and then go. So that's why I opted for these. So I'm gonna start off with mixing these 2 shades right here. I know they're not gonna look the same as the other one because I only had like bright colors to choose from in that palette. This one's quite more muted. Then I'm gonna go in with this on the outer V, and that's gonna be our lid shade along with our inner corner shade, and then we'll call it a day. And I'm gonna talk about my thoughts on this palette. So, but yeah, so. So what I'm talking about is registration for school. Even though my son doesn't go to high school till like August of this year, they're having registration this week. So they had it last week and they had it this week. So I didn't go to the one last week. The lady calls my phone Wednesday when I'm going to pick my son up from school, talking about yeah, so registration is this Saturday and all that. I'm looking like, lady, y'all sent a letter in the mail and said what days I can go. There was no need for you to be calling me about coming in like I don't know when it is. Y'all mailed the information and everything else. So I'm like, are y'all hard up for people to come to school or something? Because like, you literally calling me and telling me about something you already mailed me in the mail a week ago that I already know about. That kind of annoyed me, honestly. And then like all the questions that they ask on the paperwork, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not getting good feelings about this. Anyway, let's go into this darker blue shade now. I'm just really not feeling it. But the good thing is once I get home after doing that with him, I don't have to worry about doing anything else besides the TikToks for the Love collection for Pat McGrath, because that's the video I'm gonna film after this video, and then I will be done filming videos for the day unless my Adept Cosmetic stuff shows up. Because if that shows up, then I will drive back out here just for that tonight. But I don't think it's going to show up. I didn't get an email saying it was on the way or anything, so I'm assuming that means she still hasn't had it done yet. Which, you know, I'm fine with. I know a lot of people were complaining because they were like, she didn't get it done early, so they like canceled their orders and all that. I'm like, I'm not canceling the orders because they didn't show up early. Just because she normally gets stuff early, you know, doesn't mean, you know, she's always going to get stuff early. And the fact that you like complaining because she didn't get stuff early. Now, if she didn't get it in the time frame in which she said it was, then I can totally understand you being upset about that. Like the whole incident that happened with Betty Bean's first palette. Like, if it was like that, I can understand you being upset. But it's like, if it's not like that, then I don't see what you're upset about. She said she tries to get it out early. She normally gets it out early, but she, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't get a chance to. Oh well. The world's not going to come to an end. Like, I'll get it when I get it type of feeling. But I'm like, I feel like it was the loss of the people who just didn't want to, like, wait the normal amount of time. And, you know, like, it's their loss to be had, because I'm going to get mine. We're taking the glitter glue now to put the orange on the lid. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get mine, y'all. So. Now let's go into this orange shade. I did miss out on the Shroud palette, the night fall palette. I believe that's what it was called. I like the color story of it, and it looks really nice. It was just more of, you know, because I like colors like, well, what happened was, let me explain. I had woke up at 12 o'clock because I set alarm for 12 o'clock to wake up and buy it. But then I ended up going back to sleep, and I was like, well, I'll get it when I go pick my son up from school. Like, which was like a couple hours after lunch, because it launched at 12. He gets out of school at 3, so it's like, I usually get up at 2:45. So when I got up at 2:45, I was like, okay, let me, you know, go ahead and buy it. And it sold out, and I was just like, oh, okay. So it wasn't meant to be this go around. So I was like, I'll get it the next go around. It says like late February, so like the end of February is supposed to drop again. And I've noticed that you all don't really watch the Shroud Cosmetics content that much when I do put it out. So that's another reason I was like, I don't have to rush and buy like this, because it's like I don't really get too many views on it. And I told y'all I'm trying to think more about that toward the future, as opposed to just buying all the stuff I want. I mean, I still want the palette. I still like Shroud, but it's like not having it during the launch isn't that big a deal for me, just because you all don't really seem receptive about it. If you were more receptive about it, then I'd have been like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I get it. But it's like, y'all don't really seem to be that interested. So I'm just like, okay, well, you know. And those are things I have to realistically think about. Especially since the price of everything keeps going up. It's like, if you're not that interested, and I know it's like something similar or something that we know I'll most likely already have in my collection, and I don't try to rush out and get it. Now, I don't think I have like those exact shades in my collection, but I feel like I have palettes that have a similar feel and look to them, so that's why I wasn't too heartbroken when I didn't get it on the first go around. I was just like, okay, we'll get her on the second go around. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished eye with the London palette from, this is the London palette, right? Sorry, the San Francisco palette. The London palette is the purple one. So this is what we're working with. Let me take y'all on out and we'll have a talk. So, I've been turned this wrong, excuse me. But yeah, so my thoughts on the palettes. I think I prefer the Allure palette, just because y'all know I'm not really big on a whole bunch of neutrals. I mean, this looks nice. It gave me a nice little simple quick out the door look, but I prefer the Allure palette just because I like more color variety that it gives. I'm not really big into neutrals, we all know that, but I feel like this could be, I felt like it could be a good alternative for the San Francisco palette, just because, you know, San Francisco has a whole bunch of browns. It only has this and this, and I feel like this would gives way more color and fun to it. So I picked the Allure just because we know I love color more, but like the formula on this is the same quality as the bigger one, and I really feel like these are, so I feel like I should point that out. It's just, it's too many browns in it for me and not enough exciting colors for it to outbeat this one. So that's what it came down to for me. But y'all can comment down below and tell me which one you prefer. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.